It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here. Shaq's here. Kenny's here. Welcome to this edition of 2K Sports. And in our matchup tonight, we'll see the Boston Celtics going up against the Orlando Magic. Checking out the Magic, they're currently holding on to the best record in the league. Not the conference, the league. They've been head and shoulders above the competition this season. Great center matchup tonight. Shaq, I know you've been waiting all day to watch this one. One of the best low post players of all time in yourself. Give us your thoughts on why the stretch five has become so popular.
Well, in a lot of offense.
Like we ain't never ever go hard for this. They don't let us in, we go guard and they talking about practice. Like we don't practice.
The blue line making its way out of the station. Our setting tonight, Boston, Massachusetts. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us on 2K Sports. NBA action is coming up. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, Hall of Fame sideline reporter. And before we get going, let's hear from David Aldridge on the sideline. David?
Thank you, Kevin. Well, Brad Stevens is one of the youngest coaches in the league.
All right, David. And Kevin, you were drafted back in 1995, straight out of high school. You ever wonder how your career might have been different had you played some college basketball?
When I look at college, those are people that are going to, if not preparing themselves for something else. I was doing the same thing at a rapid rate, doing it through college.
Very accelerated rate.
Very accelerated rate. Where people was getting in 4 years, I was probably getting in 6 months, if not 3 months, and had to understand and articulate it. Then I got to block out. I got to understand what all that is and how finance and economics work and how it affects me. And now I got to strategize from when I'm going to do certain business moves throughout this whole season and be able to talk to an owner and talk and negotiate and go back and forth within a certain timeline. This is all stuff that you don't get in a book. This is all on the ground. You got to learn it, and you got to have a passion for it. You can't sit back and let somebody do your job for you. You got to know what it is. To be able to teach someone something is elite to me. So,
and it was a process, and you enjoyed the process, though, right? Because you were a sponge. You absorbed so much as from a person watching you go through all this.
Yeah, I'm a student.
Yeah.
And you know me. You've been knowing me since I was a kid. You saw my growth. You saw when I struggled. One thing about struggle, you always have a chance to do something about that. I like to think that in life you have a choice. You can, it's what you do and how you do it. And I've always wanted to be a person of quality, always wanted to be a person of class, you know that. And I'm a professional, and I was taught that you don't get to pick and choose when you're a professional. And I like to think that I've learned through my mistakes and I've applied the stuff that I've learned through my mistakes. Some of the things I'm teaching these young guys, some of the things I'm talking to these young guys about is just simple experiences and how I messed up. And if I could do it over, I would do it like this. And if I could talk to, my parents, and I had parents like your parents, I would sit down and I would say this. Relating to these young guys, understanding these young guys, understanding, period, says a lot for everything, bro. That's what I've learned through all of this.
Unbelievable. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. So on the floor for Orlando, Jay out there with Jonathan Isaac. Then it's Evan Fournier. Then there's Grant, and it's Vucevic in at the 5, down low. And Kevin, you think about the importance of veteran mentorship for young players looking back. Who provided that mentorship for you?
Sam Mitchell, Terry Porter, shout to Doug West, shout to J.R. Ryder, shout to Christian Layton. All these were my vets, both good and bad. I'm learning something from all these guys. Shout to Kevin McHale, shout to rest in peace to the great Flip Saunders. These are all my vets who helped me progress as a guy and as a player. More importantly, took me under their wing, taught me finances, taught me about life, taught me how to be a young man, taught me about being professional, learning this book of business when it came to basketball, because when it comes to lockouts and all that stuff, when you have to be able to talk and negotiate your own stuff, you got to know the rules and know what it is. A lot of people don't know that the league is 2/3 of council, and you got to stay above that and understand how this whole monster works. And then if you want to be an elite, you got to dedicate yourself in the gym. You got to dedicate yourself in the business. If you're trying to be a brand of something, you have to do all these things. When you look at Jordan, when you look at Kobe, you look at these brands out here, LeBron has a brand, KD has a brand. You have to invest in yourself to be able to, grow this. This is the elite. I'm not talking about average. I'm not talking about good. I'm not talking about great. This is the elite. These are people that's going to be on and people that you're going to remember, for years to come.
Sounds like a lot. Sounds like a lot on the plate, though.
True legendary.
Smart's checked in for the Celtics. Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. And a wide open look for Irving. Hits the three-point bomb. Irving's got himself going there, his first points of the game on the deep ball. And the type of leader you are, Kevin, the idea of coaching must have crossed your mind at some time. Am I right or no?
Oh, no. Listen, I like to think...
Too much?
You know what? You have to have a certain patience with coaching. Mm-hmm. I like to think of myself as a teacher. I like to think of myself as being able to articulate certain things about the game, having a high IQ, being able to translate that from, how I'm thinking to showing you. Those are the things that enthusiastic about, some stuff I want to show about. I don't have any enthusiasm about being out here, X's and O's, drawing up a play. That, man, being a coach is a huge responsibility.
And if they couldn't match your intensity, I'm sure that would frustrate you as a coach, right?
You have to understand that not matching my intensity, but getting a goal done. How you go about something is your way. As long as we're here to reach the same goal.
Yes.
I can't tell you how hard to do something. But I will hope that you would do it hard enough to where it was preventative or however hard it took to reach the goal. And, I've always said that if I'm able to teach someone and get them to work with me, I would hope that they would put some velocity in it in the hopes in which I win at it. That's the only way you got to go at it.
Well said. And stolen by Kyrie Irving. Tatum wide open. He fires one. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Tatum's got his first 3 points of the game.
Well, here's the thing. Irving draws so much attention from the defense. I mean, there's always a guy left wide open.
Yeah, easy call.
The Magic shooting their first free throws here for the night. And that one falls for Bamba.
And sort of known for that crazy length, Bamba's also extremely bright. Got offers from Ivy League schools, including Harvard.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Horford. Daniel Tice comes in for Jason Tatum. And Terry Rozier subbed in for Irving. On the wing, Morris. Defended by Gordon. Free throw line jump shot. Morris, no good.
The movement and the shot selection are good there, but you can't hit them all.
And out of bounds as the Celtics gain possession.
That is just a careless.
For Boston, they have made 2 of their previous 3 free throws in today's game.
And really, the form at the line all season has been terrific. 79% as a team.
And that one misses.
Yeah, nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line.
Filling out the wings, it's Brown and Hayward. Tatum out there with Horford, and it's Irving in at the 1. That's who's in the game for the Celtics. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Jay in that last matchup against the Hawks got the job done. He finished with 51 points and was on target the whole night. Didn't miss very much. The numbers in that game make me anxious to see what he can do tonight. Kevin?
David, appreciate the report. He was a one-man show in that game.
And, it'll be interesting to see how much that took out of him. I mean, he'll have a hard time putting up anything even close to those numbers here tonight.
I mean, well, it should have taken all the energy out of him. It should have taken something out of him, Greg. I mean, he pushed the envelope in every way that night. He was unreal.
KG, I want to give you a special thanks for joining us, helping us with the call tonight. You always have a seat at this table to broadcast any of our games.
Oh, man, thank you, man. I appreciate you letting me come through, man. It was an honor, man, seriously.
We'll do it again soon.
Let me know, man.
That's KG. Know. That's the great Kevin Garnett.
My dog.
And, Chris, one of the things that's really cool, getting to watch KG develop as a player and now develop as an analyst.
Well, it's fun. Having gone through the position where KG is, I know that it's not as an easy transition as he's making it look, but he has knowledge of the game. He is definitely one of the best defenders of our era. He's a winner, and so it's great to hear his insight anytime you can.
Beautiful lead pass. The finisher never has to break stride.
Oh, man, what about the ascension of Jaylen Brown? I mean, come on. He's an uber athlete, super smart, strong, long wingspan, and very raw coming into the league.
Here's Jay. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Jay's got 4 this quarter.
I mean, this D is a joke. It's way too passive. They got to get a body on him when he's on his way to the bucket.
Brown kicks to Horford. Pass to Irving. There's 21 seconds left to play here in the half. Some solid defense from Grant.
I love watching Isaac find the open teammate. Has great floor awareness out there and just knows when one of his guys has a clean look.
Irving against Grant. It's Brown on the wing. Back to Irving. No good on the last second attempt there. And so that brings the first half to a close. Boston on top. They're up by 11. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave. Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime. Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. It's been one outstanding game from Jay.
And through the first 2 quarters, he was extremely aggressive, picked up a number of steals.
Oh, well, you take some chances. Sometimes you can get burned, but you hope more often than not that you can be a catalyst for your team.
And so in the game for the Magic, Vucevic is out there with Jay. Then there's Jonathan Isaac. Then it's Evan Fournier. And it's Grant in at the point guard position. Here's Jay, and there are the Magic with another bucket. When it comes to video review, C-Web, do you feel the NBA has done a good job of incorporating it into the flow of the game, or is there, in your opinion, still some work to be done in this regard?
There's a little work to be done. I mean, nothing's ever perfect, but I think they've done a great job. I mean, you want to get it right, and so there's going to be a little bit of an inconvenience sometimes in going back to it. The main thing for me is to make sure that it is as fast as possible, that you're not giving the team extra time to get together and to huddle up and to call plays. You're not taking the rhythm away from a team that just went on a 10-0 run, and now they have to sit on the side for 2 minutes in real time and see if this call is correct. So the speed that is done with the video review is the only thing I think that needs to be worked on, and that's going to be situation to situation. So I think the NBA is doing a really good job.
Good points.
And I love the momentum he's building. Last game, he was just as dominant.
And defensively, you know he's feeling good right now. And as the opposing team, you better adjust your scheme accordingly.
And now the first timeout called here for the Magic. And with all the drama, Greg, that has followed Irving the past few seasons, he reached out to Kobe Bryant for some guidance.
And just like Irving and LeBron had to go their own ways, so did Kobe and Shaq. Very few players know what it's like to be in a situation like Irving, but Kobe's one of them. And Kobe gave Irving the confidence to not be afraid of standing out in his career decisions, and so far it's paid off handsomely.
Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Horford. Morris comes in for Gordon Hayward. And it's Rozier in for Brown. Smart's checked in for Irving. And Jay gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. Just a little over 90 seconds gone in the third quarter. Rozier the pass to Baines. Here's Morris, and Morris throws it down.
And Morris really rises up for these jams, leaving no mistake as he finishes with authority.
The Magic trail by 9 to the inside. And up the court come the Celtics on the break. Ball's knocked loose. And Baines kicks to Smart. To the paint, Morris. Good, and Smart gets the assist. 10 points for Marcus Morris.
Wow, 5 straight buckets coming out of half. They are rolling.
Cross on the wing. And the pass to Augustine. Here's Jay. Cans the 12-footer. Jay's got 21.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Rozier the pass to Tatum. Outside, Smart. Morris, left side. No good off the front iron.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, guys, Al Horford is a multiple all-star. And if you count his stats, you miss what he brings to the table. When you factor in his passing, his defense, his efficiency, he does all the things that help you win. Coach Brad Stevens said, Al Horford averaging 15 points a game for you is like other guys averaging 27. Kevin?
The definition of a pro. Terrific guy. Thank you, D.A. That's it, and the Celtic lead is cut down now to just 5 on the bucket from Jay.
He's ramped up his game in a big way this quarter. I don't think he likes it when they're trailing.
Rozier looking around. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
Oh, you gotta love Rozier. Skying up for the dunk. Really seizing the opportunity and capitalizing with this tremendous leap in the middle.
Yeah, he just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam. Boston leading by 5. In the corner, it's Morris. Off target with his 3.
A defender nowhere near him, and he still can't hit it. He wants that one back. Well, that's giving him too much space from mid-range. It doesn't hurt him there, but they can't keep doing that.
Rozier kicks to Tatum. 35 seconds left in the third. Shot clock at 6. From 15 feet away, and Bamba pulls it down. The Magic trail by 5. Passes it to Jay. Connects, the jumper drops. Jay's got 29.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Oh, and here we go with Simmons, nobody back. And Simmons slams it in.
And that's such good work to make this a one-possession game. Terrific steal to get it all started.
From deep. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And at the close of the third quarter, still a close game, and both teams putting up points in a hurry. Celtics lead by 1. And we're just moments away from the start of the fourth quarter. Stay with us. And meanwhile, Coach Brad Stevens talking to his team.
Talked about it in the pregame. We have to play with game awareness and poise. Run back on defense.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the fourth quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. Irving at point with Brown to his side. They're the backcourt. Then there's Horford. And it's Hayward. And it's Tice in at the 4. That's the Boston 5.
You see the cleverness of Irving on that play, able to get his shot off despite getting wet.
Well, for so long, so many were wondering what Kyrie was thinking when he left Cleveland. What is clear now, though, is that Irving doesn't think about it and has flourished on his own. It seems that he really did just need his own team to become the player he's become.
And for Irving, he has let more of his personality come out on and off the floor, Greg, now that he has his own team.
Yeah, it really does feel like we are watching a new chapter in Irving's development as a player. Still has the great shot and handles that make him so deadly with the ball. And just visually, while the leadership is also evolving, he just seems more in control of his game and even more lethal as a player.
Wow. Wasted.
Fourth quarter now. We're about a minute and a half in. And Hayward gets it to go.
Yeah, that's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
Here's Jay. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Jay's got 32 points.
They're going to be relying on him here late. I mean, just think about it. Hoping to come from behind, he just needs to keep doing what he's been doing.
Changes up, and Irving gets it to go on the assist by Hayward. And that's 19 points for Kyrie Irving.
They've leaned on him tonight, and he's delivered with some great shooting.
Here's Jay, and there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
And watch out, you don't bring the whole basket down on top of you, young fella.
I don't think he ever wanted to let go of the rim. Austin with the ball. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. Down low, deflects the pass. It's stolen by Vucevic and taken away by Brown. We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. Here's Horford, and he lays it straight in. And the Celtics lead by 8.
And when he gets it in close, Al Horford is one of the best, one of the premier finishers in this league.
The shot's good from Jay.
And look, he's been so dependable in this game, taking nothing but good shots.
And so it's Irving. He brings it up for Boston. To the middle. It's deflected. It's stolen by Vucevic. Fast break. Here come the Magic. And so Orlando again turning it over.
Celtics ball.
Celtics leading by 6. Irving finds Horford. Hayward on the wing. He's covered by Isaac. Pass to Irving. 6 on the shot clock. Some solid defense from Grant. The Magic trail by 6. Pass to Isaac. To the inside. Jay. A rebound by the Celtics.
Just the presence of the D in the lane is enough to make him short-arm that layup.
And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now on the second. He's able to hit the second one, and that brings them within 5.
They're looking to get the most out of every possession. Frustrated to miss even one free throw right now.
Irving, good.
I like when Irving turns on the jet. Amazing quickness on the drive from the speedy guard.
And the shot is good from Jay. Jay's got 38 points.
A good score inside, and the defense really offering very little resistance.
That's just an attack mindset. I love it. Game on the line, he's out competing guys.
Brown against Fournier. Brown right side. Basket counts.
This is what we've seen from Brown. Beating bigger guys, using quickness, beating smaller guys, using power.
And at a certain point, there's just nothing more you can do.
Yes, it's tough. You're putting in that effort, but then walking away without that W.
Guys, you've got to think a basket here would seal it.
No question. That would be all she wrote.
Irving kicks to Tatum. And slam dunk by Tatum.
And that's a killer instinct on display as they try to put this one on ice.
Well, they've gotten serious, stringing together some game-winning buckets.
And they immediately answer back with the dunk at the other end.
Yet another bucket in close. That's how he's earning his points today.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Irving dishes to Tatum. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That one on Vucevic.
Tatum has a good feel for catching defenders off balance. I mean, we'll see what he can do at the line.
Good on the first, and that stretches their lead to 8. Second one is good. Hitting both at the line, and it's a 9-point ball game here.
He's stepping to the line knowing he has a chance to seal the deal. He doesn't. Just think what the score would be if it weren't for him. I mean, he's been amazing, but a one-man show isn't going to get you a win in the league.
Smart deciding where to go with it. Poke loose. From deep three-point range, misses the shot. And so it's the Boston Celtics with the W. It was a fantastic ball game, and they did a great job making sure it didn't get away from them late.
Yeah, I mean, they faced some challenges, but really held firm when they needed to. On both ends, just effective in terms of coming away with this win.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Chris Webber, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you.
So it's got like 3 layers of meats and cheeses.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey everybody, Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We're wrapping up the NBA regular season in style here on 2K Sports. And coming up in just a bit, tip-off will be live from Charlotte as the Hornets go up against the Orlando Magic. Well, for Orlando, they're currently holding on to the best record in the league. Not the conference, the league. They've been head and shoulders above the competition this season. And it's amazing. Final game of the regular season upon us. Some teams have nothing to gain by playing their star.
Hornet fans, don't miss out on any upcoming games. Visit us online or at the ticket booth for more information.
For the protection of the players and fans, any violations may be subject to arrest and prosecution.
And let's bring out your bees! At the
It's Eastern Conference time for the traveling Orlando Magic today. Thanks for joining us, everyone. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony and Hall of Famer Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. And joining us on the sidelines, another Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. Right now, the Hornets are back in town for just one game and looking to play well for their home fans. In second to last place in the East, nothing's come easy for them this season.
And they've played these guys 3 times and lost 2 of them. So look for them to come out aggressively and try to even this season series up.
You know they've done some film work analyzing what they did best during that win. So they'll try to recreate that magic tonight.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. And so in the game for the Magic, Jay out there with Vucevic. Then there's Grant. Then it's Evan Fournier. And it's Isaac in at the 3, the small forward. And so here's Charlotte following the bucket by Orlando. Well, we've got the last regular season game, playoffs doors right around the corner. Talk about the difference in style of play once we reach the postseason.
Well, there's obviously an increase in intensity. It's almost palpable from the moment you walk in the arena. The level of physicality also rises. The thing you've got to be able to do through the intensity, through the physicality, is stick with the style of play that brought you here. Play to your strengths, and good things generally happen.
Pass to Jay. Banked in off the glass. Jay's got his first 2 points of the night. So first quarter just over a minute and a half in. Here's Lamb. He picked up 15 points in their last win against Cleveland. Here's Walker. Count that one.
Yeah, boy, it never gets old watching this guy go to work at the offensive end. He's so gifted.
And the basket by Isaac.
Lights out here, right out of the gate. Perfect 4-4 from the floor.
David Aldridge had a chance to catch up with head coach James Borrego. David, what do you have to say?
Well, guys, with 2 losses in 3 games, they feel they know what works and doesn't work against this team. Coach told me that playing patient and being smart on offense was the big difference in the wins and losses. He said if they can do that, they'll end the season with a series split. Well, we'll see. Back to you guys.
Thank you, David. So if their coach is right, their success today will depend on how well they shoot the ball.
And they're going to have to work hard at the offensive end to make that happen. Strong player movement and ball movement will be key.
Well, exactly, because you can have the most dangerous shooters in the league, but if they're not sharing the basketball, it doesn't do you any good.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
They get it again. Grant, that's good. Grant's got his second bucket of the game to go.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
So Charlotte calls timeout. They're first.
Yeah, you can't let this kind of run continue. Really need to go back to the basics.
No, exactly. I think it's impossible to let this momentum continue. Let's see what they can come up with in the timeout.
So a whole new group on the floor now for Charlotte. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Bamba is checked in for Vucevic. Gordon comes in for Jonathan Isaac. Ross is checked in for Fournier. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Grant. Now here's Waiters. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From 12 feet out, Ross grabs the board. And so it's Ross. He brings it up for the Orlando Magic.
And what a career it's been for Tony Parker. 4 titles to his name, a Finals MVP, 6-time All-Star. I mean, the accolades go on and on for what is truly one of the most impressive resumes you'll see in the NBA.
And the Hornets miss again.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Jay, and good. Coming in on the assist by DJ Augustine.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Parker kicks to Monk. There's 57 seconds left here in the first quarter.
Boy, the vertical that Aaron Gordon has helps him on the defensive end, twice on the pipes with that block.
And guys, they've come out and established a rhythm. And also their play calling has been on point.
Yeah, I think that's exactly how they've built this lead. They played as one, shared the basketball, running their offense to perfection.
And the Hornets call time here. Their last meeting was in Orlando, where they were unable to fight off the Magic.
It wasn't even close in their last matchup, and their offense just wasn't ready to compete at that level.
Now here's Parker. He had 13 points in the win against Cleveland.
And one of the big ways he came through was at the foul line. They couldn't contain him. He was equally effective at scoring baskets as well as getting to the line. And when you're on the road, this is how you silence the crowd. Tremendous all-around play.
But it's not easy building a lead like this on the road, Greg, but they have been lights out throughout this game.
Gordon against Bridges. Back to Waiters. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Charlotte shooting their first free throws of the night. First free throw is good. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. And so in the game for the Magic, Jay out there with Jonathan Isaac. Then it's Evan Fournier. Then there's Grant, and it's Vucevic in at the 5, roaming the paint. Hornets trail by 18. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Well, Jay in that last matchup against the Celtics was superb. He finished with 42 points, and along with what he did on offense, he had a big defensive night as well. The stat line was filled, and the whole league is talking about it. We'll see what he does for an encore tonight, Kevin.
David, appreciate the report. He was a one-man show in that game.
And, you know, it'll be interesting to see how much that took out of him. I mean, he'll have a hard time putting up anything even close to those numbers here tonight.
Well, you do wonder, though, Greg, does he still have some of the adrenaline going from that performance? No matter how tired he is, he should have.
Oh! About that athletic.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
And how about just floating to the rim on that slam?
Boy, when he gets up, I mean, he gets up. And that was an Unleash Chaos replay, courtesy of Under Armour, wreaking havoc at the rim. They retain possession, and he recovers it. Hernan Gomez passes to Kaminsky. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
How about the concentration? He gets hit, but stays with the play and gets the finish.
Mahimi's checked in for Vucevic. The free throw drops for Kaminsky. Orlando leading by 19. Inside, here's Jay. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that, Jay's got 18 points in the game. Charlotte's gotten cold from deep in the second quarter, just 2 of 6 from long range. Ball going up court. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down.
And we're seeing some great ball movement out of this group, guys.
Charlotte shooting 36% in the second quarter. They really haven't found their rhythm yet offensively here. Hernan Gomez finds Lamb. Charlotte no good that time either.
Nobody even close to him, and he can't believe he doesn't knock it down. Oh, how about using the rim to get some true hang time?
You know, he just wanted to make sure the landing was softer than the takeoff. Now, here's Batum. He's covered by Isaac. Walker surveying the floor. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It goes on Jaren Grant. Charlotte shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Zeller, he's checked in for Charlotte. Waiters comes in for Lamb, and a change for the Magic. Ross, he's checked in for Jonathan Isaac. Here's Jay, and he uses the glass on the layup. Jay's got 24.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
And Walker kicks to Batum. Over Ross. Misses the wing J. And so it's the Orlando Magic holding a very comfortable 25-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for 30. third quarter basketball. And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. It's been one outstanding game from Jay.
And I'll tell you, his work on the blocks in that first half, really impressive.
Well, he made them pay down there. Uses his size and body well to score close to the bucket.
Batum outside at the 3 with Kaminsky at the 4. Kemba Walker is out there with Jeremy Lamb, and it's Hernan Gomez in at the center, locking down the middle. So that's the group out there for Charlotte. You know, Doris, for a long time, few people realized how efficient the three-point shot can be, the extra point making such a difference. Why do you think it took a while for that thought process to hold?
Well, I think obviously we have advanced metrics, and the reason we have advanced metrics is there are more ways to monitor the things that happen between the lines, right? There are cameras everywhere. We can track people's data via computer programs. But I think one of the interesting things to me, Kevin, is that Steph Curry really has changed the logistics of what defines a quality shot. Here's a guy who steps across half court, and when he does, he's in range. So the influence of Steph Curry cannot be understated.
Great example. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kemba Walker helped lead UConn to a national title, but it took some time to hit his stride at the NBA level. Finally became an all-star, but his team is rebuilding in Charlotte. Mitch Kupchak is the new general manager, and James Borrego is the new head coach. Guys?
A terrific player, D.A., for sure. Thanks. Looking at who's out there now for the Hornets. Bridges, he's checked in for Batum. Monk comes in for Lamb, and Parker subbed in for Kemba Walker.
Yeah, the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they got to talk about.
Well, I think they've got to ramp up the pressure. There's no excuse for letting them score at will in the paint. Make them feel you.
Parker passes to Kaminsky, takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely. Kaminsky's got his third basket of the night. Orlando moving the ball around. Basket good.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
And so it's Parker with it. He'll bring it up for Charlotte. Now, here's Monk. He's guarded closely. Here's the floater. Simmons with the defensive effort.
Yeah, they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive. You know, I love how he absorbs the foul and still had a chance to knock that one down.
The Magic shooting their first shots from the stripe in this game. Orlando making some changes. Bamba is checked in for Vucevic, and Gordon subbed in for Isaac. Here's Bridges. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker.
And solid at just cutting through the defense. Give Bridges a lane, and he'll make you pay.
You know, watching Miles Bridges, he just brings so much energy to the team.
High motor guy, very aggressive. You know, a bit of a tweener, which in a positionless world could be a good thing. Explosive, strong, athletic. I think his best basketball is ahead of him.
And that was an Unleash Chaos moment indeed. What a spectacular play. Sponsored by Under Armour Hover Havoc. And there's a whistle, and that's going to go on Simmons. That's his first foul. As basketball becomes more global, we continue to see veterans come from abroad. And Doris make an impact as role players in the league.
You know what I love, Kevin, is great basketball players could come from any place in the world. And obviously, general managers now have got to expand their field of vision. They've got to have international scouting. But the NBA would be a lot less rich a place if we did not have Dirk Nowitzki, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, the unicorn in New York City, Kristaps Porzingis. I don't care where players come from. All I want to know is, can they play basketball? And if they can, I want to watch them.
Waiters gets a wide open look and a miss there on the triple. The Magic have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. They get it back. Nice shot there by Bamba.
Yeah, and this is something Bamba does so well. Unbelievable recognition and timing to come up with offensive rebounds.
To the paint, and it's slammed in by Bridges.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher. And it'll be Orlando with their first time out of the game right here.
And guys, you know, you never run out of things that you can improve upon.
I think, Greg, it's important to keep that hunger, right? You're always striving to get better and to change things up.
Terrence Ross is checked in for Orlando. Jay, and he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for the Hornets. Augustine with the steal. Here's Jay. Now that's how to finish the break. Throw down with force.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
Waiters surveying the D. Parker outside. Just 5 on the clock. Over Gordon. And it's good off the back of the rim and in. Parker's got 5 points so far.
And that's just an all-star caliber move off the dribble by Parker that ultimately creates the shot. His quickness with the ball really nearly unparalleled.
Now, I think they'll keep going to him more and more as they look to hang on to their lead. Why not with the way this guy is shooting it?
Dishes it to Waiters. And Bamba pulls it down.
Just a little hesitation on that release, right? His timing looked a bit off.
No good from Jay.
And this is really good defensive pressure, whether he gets the block or not.
No, Greg, you're absolutely right. This is strong defense. It's about making the shooter feel uneasy, and that's what he did.
Here's Parker. Yep, that one goes. Parker's got 4 points this quarter.
Yeah, and even though he's a little older now, Parker still possesses exceptional speed. He really turns on the jets in transition for easy looks like that one.
And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Orlando out in front, just dominating this one. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our fourth quarter coming up next. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, making the game easy for your teammates, Greg. All about putting them in a position to score. That's pretty.
So it's both teams making substitutions here. Well, the league taking steps to reform the draft lottery, flattening out the odds, doing a variety of things just to analyze the way it works, the mechanics. Do you think the change will be enough?
Well, again, I think this goes back to the leadership at the top of the NBA, and the right man is in charge in Adam Silver. And as is typical to Adam Silver, everything happens with a very measured approach in terms of reform. You do a little bit, and then you evaluate. But I think Adam has made it clear that the change they made to the draft lottery was nothing more than a first step. Now, where do we go from here? That remains to be seen.
On the court for Orlando, they've got Jonathan Isaac. Terrence Ross is out there with Jonathan Simmons. Then there's Jay, and it's Mahimi in at the 5 down low.
He just punishes you on the backboard. I mean, it's pretty deflating for a team trailing big and still giving up second chance opportunities.
You know, I think he senses a team on the ropes, and he's looking to put them away. That killer instinct is shining through once again.
Orlando's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. Ross passes to Jay. And he can't get the first one.
And not a single free throw attempt in that first half, but he has been far more active since the break and drawn some fouls. And they're doing a better job of working themselves to the line here in the second half.
Walker against Simmons. Hernan Gomez finds Lamb. Walker with it. From deep three-point range. Rebounded by Isaac. Isaac's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Once again off the mark, Orlando.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Pass to Lamb. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation.
Trying to cut into this lead. Bad time for a miscue.
Well, Greg, that's a huge error. You can't afford to make these kinds of mistakes when you're already playing from behind.
Here's what Charlotte's going with right now. Bridges comes in for Lamb, and Tony Parker is subbed in for Kemba Walker. And a switcher also for Orlando. Augustine's checked in.
Indicative of what we've seen tonight. One team being the aggressor, the other failing to react.
Right, really a disappointing effort on the defensive end, not offering any challenge at all at the cup.
To the inside, Bridges. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Parker's got 4 assists now tonight.
Adept at maintaining his balance on the way up. Bridges, a strong player who can play through contact.
Last season, Doris, the NBA hosting 4 regular season games in Mexico, celebrating the 25th anniversary of the NBA playing in Mexico City.
Well, Kevin, you know this. Mexico City is the 5th largest city in the world. You are a geographic expert. This is a gateway to all of Latin America, and the NBA, as always, eager to expand their presence in new markets.
I agree. And the fact, Doris, they're so progressive has just, given them so much new things, revenue, growth avenues to follow, but it just opens up a whole new area where they can grow.
Never rest on your laurels, Kevin. Always work hard, just like the great Kevin Harlan does.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for Orlando.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And the one thing that stood out about these guys all season long, their resiliency to come out and play hard and win games. We've watched some epic battles that they've played, and tonight will mark their 64th win in the year. Something else.
And not only are they on their way to winning this game, this also gives them a win in the season series.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Jay.
I think his steals tell the story. This guy was a disruptive force, and I don't think you can underestimate how important it is for a team to have someone in that role.
Hits it again. Wow.
My goodness. 50 for the game.
Yep, he is putting on a show. And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
That's it, folks. The NBA regular season is in the books. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
Yo, big win, fellas. You could not miss tonight, man. Man, I was on fire.
Man, keep it up.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey, everybody, I'm your host, the man sitting in the middle, Ernie Johnson, with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith. Boy, what a treat. The NBA postseason begins. Tonight, we'll see the Washington Wizards playing against the Orlando Magic. Well, for Orlando, the top seed in the East, they'd never admit to looking past their opponent, but their goal is to make short work of this series and keep fresh for a title run. And tipping off the
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Tonight to the first class organization and to an all-star group of teammates. You are the NBA most valuable player. Congratulations.
Whew. Well, here we are. I guess I'm supposed to say something. You know, it's hard to imagine now I'm standing here holding this MVP trophy. I mean, it wasn't that long ago that I was playing in China with no idea what the future held for me in professional basketball. So I guess you could say that things worked out. But this award certainly doesn't belong to just me. We battled this entire season as a team. And I know that we're only here right now just trying to keep this thing going for as long as we can. You guys are the best. It's an honor playing with you, playing for Coach, playing for this organization. And I think it goes without saying that this is truly for all of you. I know I speak for this entire team when I say that we wouldn't be where we are tonight without each and every one of you. So let me just say that I am blessed, I am honored, I am humbled, and I am ready to get this win tonight. Thank you. Yeah!
Welcome, everyone. The regular season is in the books. The battle for the East begins. Round one, game one. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines. We've got the Washington Wizards and the Orlando Magic. You take a look at the Magic. In a 7-game series, they have the home crowd advantage. You can feel it in the air, guys. But will they be able to start this series with the win?
And, well, other than Game 7, I think Game 1 is the most important game of the series. For them as a home team, especially. Lose this game, and then there goes home court advantage.
I don't see that happening, though. I mean, I just can't see it. Listen to this crowd. I mean, they don't want to let them down. So I can't see them losing this game. The atmosphere is electric, and that's going to play to their advantage here.
And now Washington's starting group. Beal and Porter, the talented wing set. Inside, we've got Morris and Howard. And it's Wall in at the point guard.
Yeah, you know, John Wall is so masterful as a floor general. He's a real maestro out there. Terrific at finding the open guy on time and on target.
Now, I tell you, he's playing the game with pure excitement right now.
He capped off that dunk with some serious hang time on the rim.
Yeah, just couldn't contain himself. Couldn't control himself there.
And so it's Washington with it, following the bucket by Orlando. And now just over a minute played here in the first. That's tipped. Outside Fournier. Good on the triple. Fournier's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
That's Fournier's specialty. The long distance bomb that really hand ties defenses.
Wall, no luck. Orlando, they've gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Here's Jay. Lays it up off the glass. Jay's got a gut 6.
3 of 4 to start. Young fella came to play.
And Wall kicks to Morris. They need this. And Morris throws it down.
Great pass. John Wall is really good at finding the open man.
Here's Jay. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And the foul goes against Washington. Orlando shooting their first free throws here tonight. That free throw good from Jay. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
Well, he's come through for them at the line today, and you love having a big fella who's so capable on his free throw.
All taking his time here. Puts it up from 12, and the shot goes down.
And, you know, it's obvious he's a talented scorer. I mean, that's a given. A guy you can depend on to get it done in a lot of ways.
The shot's good from Jay.
It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
Wizards trail by 5. Wall passes to Beal. Howard kicks to Wall. And that comes off the assist by Dwight Howard. Wall's got his second bucket of the night.
And, you know, I think this is exactly what you want Howard to do. I mean, when somebody's open, show that you're willing to give the ball up.
And now the first timeout called here for the Magic. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, Scott Brooks did have a few minutes before the game tonight and talked about how important this first game is to them because it helps set the tone for the whole series. He said, win or lose, the key for us tonight is that we play tough, we play smart, and let them know they're in for a heck of a fight the rest of the way. Sounds like some strong words, Kevin. Back to you.
Thanks, David. Here's Beal after the Magic pick up 2. Wall, no luck. Inside, and he goes in for the dunk.
Really easy to appreciate Isaac, Kevin. I mean, a solid teammate who's always ready to share the sugar.
Oubre kicks to Wall. Off target with his 3. Magic leading by 6. This offense has really been clicking.
And they know it, guys. They're playing right now with the kind of energy that is hard to deal with.
Now here's Green after the miss from Jay, and Jay gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Aaron Gordon, he's checking in for the Magic. Ross comes in for Evan Fournier. Mozgov, he's checked in for Washington. Rivers comes in for Beal. Rivers finds Wall. It's hauled in by Gordon.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
They get a hand on it. Fast break. Here come the Magic. Here's Jay. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
Leaving the rest of the field in the dust.
Well, I think the defense flat out gave up. I mean, didn't even try to get back into the picture on that fast break finish.
Satoransky's checked in for Washington. Now, here's Satoransky. Kicks to Oubre. Back to Satoransky. Count that bucket. Satoransky's got his first points of the game.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far. Oh, he just punches that one down with a fury.
And he rubs it in a little deeper with the hanging finish.
Guys, they're not backing off at all, are they?
Wizards trail by 9. It's Rivers on the wing. Satoransky gets the bucket. Satoransky's got his second bucket.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
No good from Jay.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Now, here's Satoransky. Four on the shot clock. That one wide left. The offense coming free and easy as we wrap up the first quarter. Magic out in front, up 7. And the second quarter will be on the way when we come back. Some big goals for John Wall, looking to become the best he can be.
Just keep getting better defensively. I want to be all defensive first team. I definitely want to.
And GA, that's exactly what you want. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Bamba is checked in for Mahinmi. Jay comes in for Aaron Gordon. Jonathan Isaac, he's checked in for Terrence Ross. And Fournier subbed in for Jonathan Simmons. And a new group getting ready for the Wizards. Dwight Howard's checked in for Mozgov. Otto Porter Jr. comes in for Kelly Oubre. Beal's checked in for Austin Rivers. And John Wall's subbed in for Satoransky. Augustine and Fournier are in the backcourt. Isaac out there with Jay. And it's Bamba in at the 5 down low. That's who's out there for Orlando. Wall against Augustine. Wall dishes to Beal. And it's slammed in by Howard.
Great reach that time by Howard. He went way upstairs to throw that one down. Can pretty much get any pass that's around the goal.
And a tremendous Unleash Chaos replay coming to you courtesy of Under Armour Hover Havoc.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
Pass to Beal. We've got 22 seconds left here in the second. Shoots over Fournier. Beal can't get it to go.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it. Gritty and rough. But that's how you win games.
And so it's the Orlando Magic sitting on a 21-point lead to end the quarter. They've been giving John Wall all sorts of problems. He still hasn't been able to solve their defense. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Well, look, we've got a lot to talk about, but first, you are now Rookie of the Year. How special is this for you?
Oh, man, it's amazing, DA. It's just been a long road just to get to the NBA. And now to be Rookie of the Year, it's unbelievable. You know, it still hasn't quite sunk in. You know, to everybody's helped me along the way, and to all my new fans this year, I truly say that this award is for all of you. So thank you.
Real humility, and it's obvious the love is shared equally at both.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway. And welcome back to the NBA playoffs as we get ready to continue with this round one matchup. It's been one outstanding game from Jay.
And, you know, when the game is as important as this one, you expect to get a big performance from him. In that first half, he delivered.
And, Greg, here in the second, the stakes are raised even higher. So he's going to have to continue to give them someone to lean on.
So on the floor for Washington, Wall and Beal pair together at the 1 and the 2. Porter and Morris make up the forward spots. And it's Howard in at the center position.
And not the tightest D right there. And he's going to punish you if you give him that much space. That three-point shot is his bread and butter.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, Jay in that last matchup against the Hornets was outstanding. He ended up with 50 points and was his usual self on the defensive side with a number of steals. A very solid stat line for him in what was a terrific outing. And you know he wants to keep the momentum going, Kevin.
Thanks, David. It was a performance that not many players are capable of.
I know I won't forget it for a while. And you have to think he'll keep it rolling here tonight. When you're that hot, it takes a while to cool down.
And you know what, Greg? I think defensively, they're going to be ready for him. They won't make things easy. Coming off a game like he just had, I mean, he's going to get a bunch of attention.
Outside, Porter passes it to Beal. And Jay gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game.
That's his second personal foul.
And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in. Outside, Wall, just 5 to shoot. And it's Howard finishing it off.
Good shot that time by Dwight Howard. I love when he takes quality shots.
And that Unleash Chaos replay presented by Under Armour. Hover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive that exciting play.
Indicative of what we've seen tonight. One team being the aggressor, the other failing to react.
Yeah, and you can tell they feel like they can get inside whenever they want to. I mean, it's been carte blanche, full menu for them, and the defense really not offering any resistance.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Time called here. The Wizards decide to talk it over.
Yeah, he's got to make some adjustments here. Just too easy to score in the lane against them right now.
Yeah, there's no reason why they should be scoring at will down there easily as they have. I mean, they've got to be more aggressive inside.
So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Mahimi's checked in for Vucevic. Aaron Gordon comes in for Isaac. Ross, he's checked in for Evan Fournier. And Jonathan Simmons subbed in for Jaren Grant. And a new group getting ready for the Wizards. Mozgov, he's checked in for Howard. Kelly Oubre comes in for Otto Porter Jr. Rivers, he's checked in for Beal. And Satoransky's subbed in for John Wall. Here's Rivers. The Wizards with another miss.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Jay, the basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got 3 assists in the game.
Strong work for him at the offensive end, helping them to maintain that lead.
It's Rivers on the wing. Pass to Mozgov. Can they get it? Rivers can't get it to go. The Magic have gone 4 for 4 from the field since the halftime break. Terrific start to the third quarter.
And that monster lead continues to grow. They are just piling it on now.
Yeah, it looks too easy for them. Almost looks too easy for them, I should say, Greg. I mean, their chemistry really, really at a high level.
Now, Satoransky. He's got 6. Rivers with it. Morris looking over the floor. It's good from long range. Morris has got 7.
Tell you what, it does not matter who's shooting. The defense has got to be better at getting a hand up on long-range shooters. You've got to challenge the shot.
Back to Ross. He kicks it to Simmons. Inside, it's stolen by Morris. It's Rivers on the wing. He's guarded by Ross.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Yeah, and they're really getting pummeled on points in the paint here.
For the Magic, Bamba is checked in for Mahinmi. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Simmons. And a switcher also for Washington. Green's checked in. Orlando's gone to three-point range 7 times tonight, knocked down 5 of them. Down low, here's Jay. The lead pass was put in just the right spot. Jay's got 40 points.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Satoransky with it, now guarded by Jay. Oubre kicks to Satoransky. Traps in the tray. 9 points in the game so far.
Wow, something's brewing, guys. The three-pointers just continue to flow.
Yeah, they've had a great second half from long range, Greg. I mean, things are definitely starting to look up for him.
Now, I tell you, he's playing the game with pure excitement right now.
He capped off that dunk with some serious hang time on the rim.
Yeah, just couldn't contain himself, couldn't control himself there.
Down low, here's Oubre, and finished off by Oubre.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand, and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish.
Part of what makes him unique, guys, that combination of power and polish.
No good. And so it's the Orlando Magic rolling along with a 27-point lead as we wrap up a quarter. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. And we'll be right back after this. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, a terrific, unselfish play right here. Set up his teammate, and how about the setup this was?
Yeah, and as a 2-guard, he's typically not a reluctant shooter, so it was really nice to see him orchestrating for a teammate instead.
And we welcome you back to our coverage of Round 1 in the NBA playoffs. They've got Terrence. Jay, the pass to Augustine. Here's Jay. No good with the triple. And it's Wall with the ball for the Washington Wizards. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Magic will take it. Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. Augustine against Wall. The pass to Jay. No good from outside. Washington shooting at 46%, making some buckets. And Wall kicks to Green. There's Beal with the three. It's hauled in by the Magic.
Tell you what, Kevin, it would be helpful if he would start to contribute a little more on offense, because when he's missing, it makes it really hard for this team.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Martin against Rivers. It's deflected. And here we go with the Magic fast break. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the Magic.
Contested shots and block shots. They're bread and butter defensively. They're giving up no easy looks.
And also, how about the points they've gotten in transition or on the fast break tonight? That's been a huge factor as well.
Here's what Orlando's going with right now. Mahimi comes in for Bamba. And Simmons subbed in for Terrence Ross. Mozgov finds Beal. Just 4 to shoot. They double-team Beal. Green. It's deflected, and it's out of bounds to the Wizards as Washington retains possession. The Magic making a switch here. Fournier is checked in. Beal, that's for 2. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. The Magic have gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Good ball movement here by the Magic. Yet another bucket.
My goodness. 50 for the game.
Yep, he is putting on a show. For Washington, they've gone 1 of 5 from the field here in the fourth. A lot of misses, just the one make. Wall passes to Beal. Kicks it to Rivers. Outside, Green. Clock at 6. And Green slams it in.
And Green getting off the floor there for the dunk. Really like watching him sky up for those.
Pass to Jay. At the elbow, it's Simmons. To the inside. And there's the feed to Mahimi. Jay, the pass to Augustine. Yet Simmons atop the key. Now the dish to Augustine. Orlando needs to get off a shot. And good, he hits it again.
And he's up to 52 points.
Yeah, making a GA look all too easy right now. Terrence Ross is checked in for Orlando. Then for the Wizards, Porter's checked in for Green. Kelly Oubre comes in for Bradley Beal. And Zedaransky subbed in for John Wall. Look at the clock, a little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. Rivers against Ross. Rivers kicks to Mozgov. Back to Rivers. Passes it to Porter. Beyond the arc. Buries it from three-point range.
A tremendous boost for these guys as this game winds down. And what will be a win here in game 1 of the series for the Magic.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Jay.
And with the way he came out energized on the defensive end in particular, getting a hand on a lot of shots, that really got them rolling.
Zedaransky looking around. Back to Oubre. And finished off by Oubre.
And how sweet a play was that?
As sweet as it gets. An exquisite pass to set up the powerful alley-oop dunk.
Guys, I tell you, there are assists, and then there are delicious dimes. this was the ladder.
And that's a killer instinct on display as they try to put this one on ice.
And, you know, this is what's needed at this point in the game, Greg. The great teams know how to close it out.
Augustine against Satoransky. Count it, good.
I tell you, he has some impressive moves in his repertoire. That's as good as it gets, but just one of many.
The pass to Jay. And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. A pretty good feeling right now for them to be out in front like this in the series.
You know, Kevin, momentum so critical. And you know they'll want to ride this wave into game 2.
Well, that'll do it for now. Glad you could join us during this first round of the Eastern Conference playoffs. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. So long.
Exactly. What a play.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Playoff game 1 now, history. Time for game 2 of this series here on 2K Sports. We're in the first round. Shaquille O'Neal is here, so is Kenny the Jet Smith. I'm Ernie Johnson. Tonight, it's the Washington Wizards as they'll be playing against the Orlando Magic at Amway Center. Checking out the Magic, they were very effective in asserting their will in game 1, which turned into a blowout. And they seem to have a mental edge going into game 2. They won the series opener. Chance here to hold serve, go up 2-zip. Shaq, what's the key for them to take care of business?
Well, you can't get complacent, and the effort has to be even greater this time around. Stop messing around and get to the effort.
Momentum from one game to another is overrated.
In a series?
Yeah, it's overrated because guys change up after the game. They kind of let it go. The best players in the world, I know, they're not elephants. They have short memories. They are not elephants. They forget.
Yeah. We wish to remind you that all smoking is prohibited in all areas within the arena.
Hey, get your numbers up. I had to get my numbers.
Round 1 continues with a heavy dose of citrus. The Washington Wizards
fighting for their first win of the series, will try to even the score at 1-1 as they go up against the Magic. Round 1 of the NBA playoffs continues.
Round 1 of the East rolls on. Game 2 just about ready to tip off. Playoff basketball on 2K Sports. Hi, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan with Chris Webber and Greg Anthony. Our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. We've got the Washington Wizards and the Orlando Magic. Take a look at the Magic. A successful outing in Game 1 has them right where they want to be with a chance here, guys, to take Game 2 on their home court.
History tells us when you can win the first 2 games of a series, it's not 100% certain, but you give yourself a pretty decisive edge in the series.
Here's Jay, and the bank shot is good.
Ooh, the feed was perfect. The timing, the placement, everything was right on the money.
And now Washington's starting group. Porter and Morris make up the forward spots. All at point with Beal to his side. They're the deadly backcourt pair. And it's Howard in at the 5 down low. Now here's Beal. Back to Porter. Clock at 6. Pass to Beal. From deep. Orlando grabs the miss. Their offense came out big in Saturday's game.
You know what? It's a fine line between attacking but yet staying under control, and they did, and that's why they shot such a high percentage.
Well, they worked through their plays until they found some decent looks, and then they did a great job finishing.
The Magic shooting their first free throw of the evening.
Jonathan Isaac.
On the free throw, no good.
And the overall skill set that Isaac possesses really off the charts. A big man who can run the floor, but also with that wingspan can defend the rim. Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
Well, that opening right there, that's just because the defense failed to rotate. They're finding every shot they've wanted so far. Perfect 3-for-3 start.
Here is Wall. Here's Morris, and Morris throws it down.
Why you always have to be ready around John Wall? Because you never know when he's going to call your number.
And they immediately answer back with the dunk at the other end.
Oh, big finish, emphatic.
He hangs on the rim just for good measure. Wow. Little over a minute 30 into this first quarter. And our Hall of Famer David Aldridge had a chance to speak with Scott Brooks. David?
I asked him about his team's mindset after that opening game loss. And he told me, hey, we're not down. We're on the road. Our goal was to come in here and take one of the first 2. We're still in position to accomplish that. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thank you, David.
As point guards go, Wall is very adapted, taking the ball inside. I mean, he gets a lot of points in there. Their first miss after a perfect 4-for-4 start. Still, I really like the game plan they've come out with.
Now here's Wall after the miss from Jay.
That's size winning out. I mean, he needed every single inch to haul in that
one. If you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. And Wall kicks to Morris. Back to Wall. To shoot. And it's out of bounds to the Wizards as Washington retains possession. Orlando making some changes. Terrence Ross comes in for Isaac, and it's Grant in for Augustine. And then for Washington, Green, he's checked in for Morris. And Oubre subbed in for Otto Porter Jr. Beal, that's for 2. Off the left rim and out. Magic leading by 4. Jay, the pass to Grant. The shot's good from Jay. Jay's got 10.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Grant against Wall. And the pass to Howard. It's Beal on the wing. Releases. And again, Washington, no good.
The defense is doing just enough to bother him on the jump.
Passes it to Jay. He gets that one. 12 points for him.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
Wizards trail by 8. Right side, Wall. Shoots over Grant, and he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim.
And when Wall faces up, this is the most natural area for him, medium range.
Here's Jay, and that one is hammered home.
And offensively, they've done a great job here of staying in rhythm.
Yeah, of the two teams, they're taking the more makeable shots. Let's see if they can sustain it throughout the game.
Now here's Wall. There's 53 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Shot clock at 5. Puts it up from 12. The shot that time not on target. And it's the Magic taking it the other way. Fournier gets a wide open look, and there are the Magic with another bucket.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Deal with it. Defended now by Fournier. Releases from 15. Count it.
Wow, one of the best when it comes to shooting off of the pick. You can't afford to give him any daylight to shoot.
Here's Jay. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Jay's got 16 points.
And from the opening tip, they just crushed it. You see it now on the scoreboard.
Yeah, particularly on offense, where they've been completely in sync. Terrific first quarter.
Here's Oubre, and the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. And as we conclude the first quarter, a one-sided game so far. Magic lead by 10. And we'll get things started in the second quarter when we return. Growing up the youngest of 5 with 4 older sisters, John Wall said it taught him a lot. And Wall had his challenges certainly growing up. We all know those stories, losing his father at a young age. But his mother, his aunts, Greg, his sisters, they protected him.
Helped him to get where he is now. We see it so often. A young man making it to the NBA is really a victory for the entire family.
It's the NBA playoffs. Thanks for joining us as we get back to the action here in this game 2. And when you consider how the Magic are doing, what do you think?
I mean, a huge lead, and already after this first quarter, they're starting to make it look easy.
I love it. They have the track shoes on. Right off the tip, they were in full attack mode. This offense is really churning.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. Taking a look at the Wizards. Mozgov is out there with Green. Then there's Thomas Satoransky. Then there's Oubre, and it's Rivers in at the 2 guard. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, Jay in that last matchup against the Wizards was terrific. He had 55 points, and there weren't too many shots that didn't fall. He was efficient from the field. When you look at the stat sheet, he was mind-blowing. It's hard to imagine he can follow it up tonight with that same level of production. Kevin, we'll see.
All right, David, thank you, guys. Could you believe that performance? Wow.
I mean, it was really something to see. Yeah, he showed everybody just how special he is when he is on his game.
Oh, yeah. Once he got them on the ropes, he never let them off the hook. It was full-speed energy basketball at his greatest. But that lead's only going to keep growing if he keeps shooting it like he has so far.
And here in the second with about a minute and a half gone by. Morris against Augustine. And that one is good. Morris has got his second bucket of the game to go.
Like the show of unselfishness from Porter, wanting to improve as a passer and hit his open teammates.
And how about the excellent court vision, just keeping the defense off balance?
Well, if you're his teammate, you love this right now because all you have to do is focus on finishing.
Here's Jay, and he dunks it down.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Fellas, that's just like it's supposed to work. Don't give the D a chance to set up.
Here's Rivers, a stupendous finish in traffic. Rivers has got 8 points in the quarter.
Yeah, they've raised their shooting percentage in this quarter, and they're starting to get on track.
No good from Jay.
Does well to burrow his way into the post, but loses his touch on the finish.
And it's blocked by Gordon. Pass to Bamba. Mozgov with the steal. Here's Rivers, and then Rivers with the dunk.
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
Well, Kev, it could be. Take a great defensive play, follow it up with a big-time dunk. That'll always get a team fired up.
Pass to Satoransky. 1:41 left here in the second. It's hauled in by the Magic. They've led by as much as 10 to the paint. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
Yeah, and even though Bamba's going to have to add muscle.
And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. It's the Magic leading by a point. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks a lot, Dwight.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime, so we'll be back in just a bit. And we're back to the action here in this round 1 matchup. It's been one outstanding game from Jay.
And I'll tell you, his work on the blocks in that first half, really impressive.
Oh, yeah, especially how he established great position and showing some nice footwork and really read how the defense was playing.
Augustine and Fournier are in the backcourt. Isaac out there with Jay, and it's Vucevic in at the center, locking down the middle. That's his out there for Orlando. Augustine passes to Jay, and it's good for 2. Jay's got the first points to start out the third quarter for Orlando.
Oh, that's just a terrific night for him from the floor, making almost everything he looks at.
Ball against Augustine. Howard in the post. Great D that time from Vucevic.
That defense is as good as a block. I mean, what looks to be a layup turns into nothing.
I love watching Isaac find the open teammate. Has great floor awareness out there and just knows when one of his guys has a clean look.
Wall finds Porter. Here's Morris, and Morris throws it down.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run for him there.
Well, I know he's not the #1 priority for the defense, but they still got to give him some attention, guys.
And Jay gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Gordon's checked in for Vucevic. The Wizards also changing it up. Mozgov comes in for Dwight Howard. And Satoransky's subbed in for Bradley Beal. Down low, there's Mozgov. That one doesn't drop. Gordon with the defensive effort.
And they're 1 of 4 here to start the second half.
A great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam.
And a good example there of why it's important to change ends quickly.
Yeah, talent in this league has it so that now pretty much every team can push the pace. You have to get back on defense.
Here's Morris. The Wizards with another miss.
That's exactly how you have to defend him. He's a guy that the D needs to be aware of at all times. Nice pass here to set that basket up.
And Washington has possession. They trail by 7. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
All taking his time here. Back to Porter. Clock at 6. With his first shot attempt. Morris kicks to Satoransky. Wall up top. He's guarded by Fournier. The three. They get it back. Goes up with it again. That one goes in. Mozgov's got his first points of the night.
And this one, a great way to score if your number isn't being called. Mozgov crashing the offensive glass.
And now the first timeout called here for the Magic. For the Magic, Bamba is checked in for Jonathan Isaac. Ross comes in for Fournier. And Jonathan Simmons subbed in for Augustine. And then for Washington, Green, he's checked in for Mozgov. Kelly Oubre comes in for Porter. And it's Rivers in for John Wall.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Wizards trail by 7. We've got 1:48 left here in the third quarter. Rivers passes to Oubre. Up and in on the layup. Oubre's got 5 now.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
Takes the 13-footer. Unable to get that one. For Washington, they've gone a lackluster 3 of 9 from the field since halftime. Here's Green. And another shot. And it's blocked.
The main thing you get with Bamba, imposing defender, shot blocker, alters everything in the paint.
Simmons passes to Bamba. Here's Jay. Nice shot from the wing. Jay's got 12 points now in the quarter.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Rivers scanning the floor. And the pass to Satoransky. Oubre, no one around him. And the 3 off target. And Simmons has got the ball here for the Orlando Magic. Their defense has only allowed 6 points in the second half. A nice shot by Rivers. Magic leading by 5. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. And it's 37 points for Jay.
He always wants to give him some numbers, and tonight he's giving him plenty.
4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Now here's Oubre. Defense right on him. Satoransky against Gordon. And Satoransky kicks to Oubre. His 3-pointers off the mark. Here's Jay. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. And a great show through 3 quarters as we enter the 4th. Who will carry the day? Magic lead by 7. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stay with us as we get started for the 4th quarter. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard, putting the pass right on the money.
Oh, beautiful feed. Always a luxury to have a big man who can see the whole floor.
And welcome back to the NBA playoffs as we get ready to continue with this round 1 matchup. 4th quarter on the court for the Wizards. Rivers and Beal in the backcourt. Howard is out there with Green, and it's Oubre in at the small forward. Down low, here's Jay, and there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And there's the call on Washington with the foul. That's good from Jay. John Wall's checked in for the Wizards. Both free throws good from Jay. Washington with the ball. 9-point game. And Jay gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. DJ Augustine's checked in for Orlando. On defense, Orlando. Rivers kicks to Wall. Dishes it to Beal. Wall against Augustine. Just 5 on the clock. Wall's shot is off.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
The finish. And finished off by Beal.
Well, that's just the fast hands of Beal. You can't be careless around him. He'll strip you in a heartbeat.
Magic leading by 7. The shot from the low post is good.
Hey, look, he's not an easy man to defend. He'll get his points one way or another.
The Wizards shooting 41% for the game. Augustine against Wall. Kicks to Beal. Pass to Rivers. Fires for 3. Rebound by the Magic.
Oh, man, you can't get much better look from three-point range than that one. That just wasn't in rhythm.
Took him no time at all on that one. And it's an 11-point Magic lead.
Look, he's driven him to this lead, and it doesn't look like he's going to ease up until the final whistle.
Washington calls timeout. The short rest, very important, and one of the benefits of this part of the game is getting on the same page with your team while having the chance to hydrate with Gatorade. And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. No good from Jay. Wizards trail by 12. Wall up top, guarded by Augustine. Wall against Augustine. 6 on the shot clock. Power dishes to Oubre, and here's Wall outside. Good on the triple. Wall's got it back down to a single-digit deficit for Washington.
Always encouraging to see Wall hit from distance. I mean, it helps set up the rest of his offense.
Here's Oubre. No good from outside. Orlando with the ball. Pass to Vucevic. To the middle. Here's Jay. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Jay's got it. Got 43 points. And it's Wall with the ball for Washington. To the inside. Green. And Green slams it in.
And Green getting off the floor there.
And that one misses.
The raw talent Bamba has, just so impressive. A shot blocking specialist who also makes an impact on the offensive end.
Oubre can't get it to go.
Well, you see the struggles he's having getting anything to go.
Yeah, but at the same time, you know if he can just break through this cold streak, he can give you what you need.
And leaving nothing to chance here on this game-clinching run.
Yeah, that offense shifted into high gear. I love the attack mindset.
Here's Jay. No good there. And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. And this win puts them squarely in the driver's seat in this series. Up now, Greg, 2-zip with all the momentum on their side.
I mean, in fantastic shape right now. If they can capitalize on this victory and win Game 3, you can just about put this series to bed.
You got it. And that about wraps it up for this broadcast of the NBA Eastern Conference quarterfinals. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long and good night, everyone.